Doctor's warning. After 68, walk less and focus on these 5 things. Most people believe that walking more is the key to staying healthy after 68, but what if I told you that doctors are now advising against it? Walking is a great way to stay active, but if it's your only form of exercise, you could be making a mistake that speeds up aging instead of slowing it down. The truth is, as you get older, your body needs more than just walking to stay strong, maintain balance, and protect your joints. Relying too much on walking while ignoring other essential types of movement can lead to muscle loss, joint strain, and even an increased risk of falls. That's why experts now emphasize that after 68, you should walk less and focus on these 5 things instead, because they are the real secret to maintaining strength, energy, and independence well into your later years. In this video, we'll break down the 5 key areas you should prioritize instead of just walking. These simple changes can improve mobility, protect your bones, and even add years to your life. Stick with me until the end, because the last one is something most people overlook, yet it plays a major role in your longevity. Before we begin, if you haven't subscribed yet, I highly recommend subscribing and turning on the bell so you don't miss any videos. If you enjoy this video, please type 1 in the comments. If you don't, type 0 so I can improve future content for you. Now let's get started. 1. Strength training to preserve muscle mass. Walking is great for staying mobile, but if it's the only thing you're doing, you might be setting yourself up for muscle loss after 68. Sarcopenia, the gradual loss of muscle mass, becomes one of the biggest threats to independence. The reality is that walking alone doesn't build muscle effectively. It mainly engages the lower body, and even then, it doesn't provide the resistance your muscles need to stay strong. That's why doctors now stress that after 68, strength training should be a top priority. It directly combats muscle loss, improves balance, and keeps you strong enough to prevent injuries and falls. If you can still carry a heavy grocery bag without struggling, stand up from a chair without using your hands, or open a tight jar with ease, that's a good sign that your muscles are still functioning well. But if these tasks feel harder than before, it's likely due to gradual muscle weakening. Take Robert, 72, for example. He walked every day thinking that was enough to stay healthy. But one day he noticed he struggled to lift a box that used to feel light. Standing up from the couch also became more difficult. At first, he blamed it on aging, but his doctor explained that muscle loss happens faster if you don't challenge your muscles. So, Robert added basic strength exercises to his routine: light resistance bands, bodyweight squats, and simple dumbbell movements. Within a few months, he felt stronger, steadier, and had more energy throughout the day. Strength training doesn't mean lifting heavy weights at the gym. It can be as simple as using resistance bands, doing bodyweight exercises like squats or push-ups against a counter, or even lifting household objects. The key is progressive resistance, challenging your muscles just enough to keep them engaged. Studies show that maintaining muscle mass is directly linked to longer life expectancy, better mobility, and improved brain health. Want to test your strength? Sit in a chair and stand up without using your hands. If you can do this easily, that's a great sign. If you struggle, it's time to focus on rebuilding your strength. The good news is it's never too late. Strength training can reverse muscle loss, improve balance, and keep you independent for years to come. 2. Balance and stability exercises to prevent falls. Walking keeps you moving, but it doesn't necessarily improve balance. And that's something many people don't realize until it's too late. After 68, preventing falls becomes one of the most important aspects of staying healthy and independent. Falls are one of the leading causes of serious injury in older adults, and many occur not because of weak legs, but due to poor balance. You might think, I've been walking my whole life, so my balance must be fine. But balance isn't something that stays strong automatically. It gradually declines unless you actively work on it. Walking doesn't engage the small stabilizing muscles in your feet, ankles, and core the way balance exercises do. If your balance weakens, even a small misstep can lead to a fall that takes months or even years to recover from. Consider Edward, 74, who was always active. But one day, while stepping off a curb, his foot landed at an odd angle, and he suddenly lost his balance. He caught himself just in time, but that moment made him realize how vulnerable he had become. His doctor advised him to do simple balance exercises like standing on one foot, shifting his weight side to side, and practicing controlled movements. Within weeks, Edward felt stronger, steadier, and more confident in his movements. Balance exercises don't require a gym or special equipment. Simple movements like standing on one foot, walking heel to toe in a straight line, or practicing slow, controlled weight shifts can dramatically improve your balance. Better balance leads to better posture, faster reflexes, and improved coordination, making every movement feel more effortless. Want to test your balance? Stand near a counter for safety and lift one foot off the ground. See if you can hold your balance for at least 10 seconds. If this feels easy, that's a good sign. If you struggle, it's time to start improving your balance. The sooner you begin, the better. These are just 2 of the 5 essential areas you should be focusing on after 68. By shifting your attention away from just walking and incorporating these key practices, you can maintain strength, stability, and vitality for years to come. Stay tuned for the remaining 3 tips in the next part of the video. If you're still watching and finding this information valuable, please type 1 in the comments to let me know you're here. Now, let's continue. Walking may keep your legs moving, but it doesn't do much for flexibility, and that becomes critically important after 68. Over time, your joints naturally stiffen, your range of motion decreases, and movements that once felt effortless can start to feel restricted. If you've ever noticed that turning your head feels tighter than before or that bending down to tie your shoes isn't as easy as it used to be, that's a sign your flexibility is declining. When mobility starts to shrink, so does your independence. The problem is that many people don't realize how important mobility is until they start losing it. Walking alone doesn't stretch the muscles fully, nor does it engage all the different movement patterns your joints need to stay functional. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 68, dedicating time to flexibility and mobility exercises is just as important as staying active, because it's what allows you to continue doing daily activities without discomfort or strain. Think about the last time you reached for something in the back seat of your car or tried to put on a jacket. Did it feel smooth, or did you notice stiffness? Many people ignore these small changes, assuming they're just part of aging. But what's really happening is that the muscles and connective tissues tighten over time, gradually reducing flexibility. This is exactly what happened to someone like Walter, 76. He was still walking every day, but over time, he noticed that getting out of bed in the morning felt stiffer than before. When he reached for something on the floor, he had to bend his knees more than usual. His doctor explained that mobility loss wasn't just about getting older, it was about not using his joints through their full range of motion. So Walter started incorporating gentle stretching, controlled movements, and joint exercises into his daily routine. Within weeks, he felt looser, more comfortable, and even noticed an improvement in his posture. Flexibility exercises don't mean sitting down and touching your toes for 10 seconds. Dynamic stretches, controlled rotations, and gentle, yoga-inspired movements can make a world of difference. Simple activities like neck rotations, shoulder rolls, knee-to-chest stretches, and ankle circles help keep your joints lubricated and pain-free. The benefits go far beyond just feeling less stiff. Greater flexibility means fewer aches and pains, better circulation, improved posture, and even a lower risk of falls. Want to test your flexibility? Stand up straight and slowly turn your head as far as you can to one side, then the other. Does it feel smooth, or do you feel tightness? If you notice any restrictions, it's a sign that your flexibility is decreasing, and now is the time to do something about it. Mobility loss isn't inevitable. With just a few minutes a day of focused stretching, you can keep your body feeling younger, more mobile, and pain-free for years to come. So, if walking is your main form of exercise, it's time to start focusing on flexibility too. Keeping your joints loose and your movements smooth is one of the most important things you can do to stay active and independent after 68. Core and posture exercises to protect your spine after 68. Walking may keep your legs in motion, but it doesn't do much for your core strength or posture, and these become critical after 68. A strong core isn't just about having toned abs. It's about maintaining stability, preventing back pain, and ensuring that your spine stays aligned as you move. If your core is weak, you may start experiencing lower back discomfort, balance problems, or a tendency to hunch forward when walking, all of which can increase your risk of falls and joint strain over time. Most people don't realize how important postural strength is until they start feeling aches and pains that weren't there before. If you've noticed that you're slouching more, feeling stiffness in your lower back, or having trouble standing upright for long periods, that's a sign that your core muscles aren't doing their job. Walking alone doesn't engage the deep stabilizing muscles in your abdomen and lower back, which is why doctors emphasize that after 68, core and posture exercises should become a priority. Consider someone like Harold, 74. He was always active, but over the years, he noticed his shoulders rounding forward and his lower back feeling more strained, even though he walked daily. His doctor explained that poor posture was putting extra pressure on his spine and joints, leading to chronic stiffness and an increased risk of imbalance. So, Harold started incorporating gentle core activation exercises like seated pelvic tilts, standing posture resets, and abdominal bracing into his routine. Within a few weeks, he noticed less back pain, better posture, and even improved breathing capacity. Core exercises don't require a gym or any special equipment. Simple movements like standing tall against a wall, engaging your lower abs while sitting, or practicing slow, controlled rotations can activate the deep stabilizing muscles that keep your spine aligned. The benefits go beyond just posture. A strong core means better balance, reduced joint strain, and even improved digestion, since your abdominal muscles play a role in supporting internal organs. Want to test your core strength? Stand against a wall with your back flat and your head, shoulders, and hips touching the surface. Can you maintain this position comfortably? Or does it feel like you're forcing yourself upright? If it feels unnatural, that's a sign that your posture may need work. The sooner you start strengthening your core, the better. Posture and core strength are essential for staying active, avoiding injuries, and maintaining a youthful appearance. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, it's time to focus on the muscles that truly keep you upright and strong. Walking alone won't protect your joints, and that becomes a bigger problem after 68. Many seniors begin to experience stiff knees, aching hips, or discomfort in their feet, even if they've been active their entire lives. The problem isn't necessarily the walking itself. It's that walking alone doesn't provide the joint support your body needs. Many people assume that joint pain is just a natural part of aging, but in reality, stiffness and discomfort happen faster when you're not actively protecting your joints. Walking can sometimes make this worse because it involves repetitive impact on the same joints over and over again. That's why doctors now emphasize that after 68, you should walk less and focus more on low-impact movements that strengthen and protect your joints. Think about the last time you finished a long walk. Did you feel energized and pain-free? Or did you notice aching joints, stiffness, or lingering discomfort? If walking leaves you feeling sore, it may be a sign that your joints aren't getting the support they need. This is exactly what happened to someone like Raymond, 75. He was walking daily, thinking it was the best thing for his health. But over time, his knees started feeling stiff, and his lower back began to ache. His doctor explained that he needed to reduce the repetitive impact on his joints and start incorporating low-impact movements instead. Raymond began doing gentle swimming, cycling, and flexibility-focused exercises. Within a few weeks, his pain decreased significantly without having to give up movement altogether. Joint-friendly movements include activities like white heavy checkmark water exercises, such as swimming or aqua aerobics, white heavy checkmark cycling, which provides movement without stressing the knees, white heavy checkmark Tai Chi, which improves balance and strengthens stabilizing muscles, white heavy checkmark simple chair-based stretches, to keep joints lubricated and mobile. These activities increase blood flow to the joints, improve lubrication, and strengthen the surrounding muscles without putting excessive stress on sensitive areas. And the benefits go beyond just pain relief. Protecting your joints now ensures better mobility, less stiffness, and greater ease of movement for years to come. Want to test how your joints are doing? Try sitting in a chair and slowly standing up without using your hands. Notice how your knees and hips feel. Do they move smoothly, or do they feel stiff and achy? If there's any discomfort, that's your body telling you that your joints need more care. Switching to low-impact movements could make all the difference. Maintaining strong, healthy joints is about more than just avoiding pain. It's about preserving mobility, protecting your independence, and ensuring that every step feels effortless rather than painful. If you've been focusing only on walking, it's time to prioritize your joint health and start incorporating movements that help rather than harm. Final thoughts. What you focus on after 68 can make all the difference. As we wrap up this video, take a moment to reflect on these 5 priorities. If you've been relying only on walking for exercise, you might not have realized how much your body needs more than just steps to stay strong, mobile, and pain-free. After 68, your focus should shift toward white heavy checkmark protecting muscle mass through strength training to prevent muscle loss. White heavy checkmark improving balance with stability exercises that reduce fall risk. White heavy checkmark increasing flexibility to maintain joint mobility and prevent stiffness. White heavy checkmark strengthening your core to protect your spine and posture. White heavy checkmark reducing joint strain with low-impact movements that safeguard your joints. These are the things that will truly keep you active and independent for years to come. Many people assume that aging means slowing down, but the truth is your body is still capable of improvement at any age. Whether you need to work on strength, balance, flexibility, or posture, small changes can make a huge difference in how you move, how you feel, and how long you stay independent. The key is to start now. Muscle, balance, and joint health don't decline overnight. It happens gradually. But the good news is that you have the power to slow it down or even reverse it. So, which of these 5 areas do you need to focus on the most? Have you noticed any changes in your strength, balance, or mobility? We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below sharing one thing you learned today and how you plan to bring it into practice in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating valuable content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.